Yes, Roborock finally has a roller mop on the robot vacuum. You might have seen some of the new announcements at CES, and Roborock asked if I wanted to try any of them out before CES. I was like, yes, the Curv 2 Flow, since it has the roller mop. I've seen other companies with the roller mop, so I wanted to see what Roborock could do. So I've been trying it out for the last couple of weeks. Let's see if it can handle the messiest creatures this earth has ever seen. My 3 little hurricanes. This video is sponsored by Roborock because they can't go 1 month without adding new vacuums and redesigning their lineup. They're out of control. Alright, let's look at the mop since it's so different from the rest of Roborock's lineup. Instead of a vibrating mop pad or spinning circle mops, it's a roller, and there are some massive advantages to this design. You see, even though the circle mops and the mop pad are really good at scrubbing the ground, they're still scrubbing a big area before they're washed and cleaned. Well, the roller mop is different. There's a scraper that is constantly getting all the gunk off the mop and emptying it into a dirty water tank on the robot vacuum. So instead of smearing dirt and mud all over, the mop is constantly cleaned as it goes around. That scraper can also automatically adjust to the roller's surface, so it's very effective. Let's see it in action. Some YouTubers get all scientific with simulated messes and spills. Well, my kids keep it real. Hey, I said don't drink and drive. My 3-year-old with her wiggle car is completely unhinged. Look at this mess. All right, Curv 2 Flow, let's see what you can do. Notice when it's in mop-only mode, the side brushes lift up as well as the main brush. That way they don't get messy. The roller mop does a great job at getting all the milk up on the first try. No smearing or anything. Impressive. There is one little spot that it couldn't reach in the grout, but that's pretty common with the other robot vacuum mops as well. Okay, let's see what else my kids can throw at it. Oh wow, our 7-year-old is getting independent and making herself a hot dog. All right, that's enough ketchup. Yep, stop. Whoa, there's more ketchup than hot dog. And now most of it's going on the ground. Great. Curv 2 Flow, come eat another snack. It's crazy watching it mop up the ketchup with no problem at all. It's like magic, the ketchup just disappears. So let's see what the mop looks like. Wow, pretty clean because the scraper got all the ketchup off. Most of it's in the dirty water channel, which is really easy to maintain since it can just slide out and be manually washed. Same with the dirty water tank on the robot vacuum and the roller mop. The dock will still clean the vacuum and all of these parts, but it still might be a good idea to manually wash it if the mop has been cleaning up tons of messes. Speaking of which, let's give this Curv 2 Flow a sampler platter of food. Soy sauce, applesauce, and basically a full Go-Gurt. Yum. Just like the ketchup, the roller mop picks everything up, and it's so weird to see it getting all those foods without any streaks. Again, the mop is basically clean after the scraper got it all off. So here's why this can still be useful, because I know some of you are thinking, I'm not planning on covering my entire floor with applesauce. Well, things can still get spilled on the ground that could cause issues, like a pet throwing up. And instead of the robot vacuum smearing throw up everywhere, this roller mop might save the day. The Curv 2 Flow can also detect large spills on the ground and automatically turn on mop only mode. That way it can avoid spreading messes. So it's these types of situations that would normally be a complete disaster, but with a roller mop, it's not a big deal at all. But what happens when the Curv 2 Flow goes over carpet? Does that same mop that just cleaned up yogurt and applesauce get wiped all over the carpet? Some of the new Roborocks can detach the mops in the base station, but the Curv 2 Flow does something different. I like it even better. When the vacuum detects carpet, the roller mop lifts up and a roller shield automatically covers the mop. This works extremely well and it completely blocks the mop from touching the carpet. The reason I like it more than dropping the mops off in the dock is that the Curv 2 Flow can just start mopping immediately after it's finished with the carpet. The mop shield can be removed with screws on the side if it needs to be cleaned or replaced. To manually open or close it, just go into Maintenance, Mop Shield, and it can be controlled there. Cool. I was really shocked to see that the mop can also extend to the side to get closer to the edges. I wasn't expecting to see that on the first generation roller mop, but it works great. It gets right up close to the edges and it's used way more than I would expect as it goes in between chairs and obstacles. The downward pressure has been increased to 15 newtons, which translate that into English is about the weight of a bowling ball, or if I was pressing down with my hand and wiping the floor, which is 2.5 times more than the previous Qrevo Curv. I had it mop up some really sticky spots on the floor and it did a really good job getting it all up. I couldn't feel anything on the floor after it was done cleaning. After running it through its paces, I found the scrubbing the ground part of the roller mop to be similar-ish to the spinning mops, which are already great. Just don't expect the roller mop to be like 1,000,000 times better than the spinning mops. But there is a difference when it comes to the dirty water and grime being collected on the roller mop versus the spinning mops. If our floors are really dirty, the spinning mops might take multiple passes to get to the same cleanliness as the roller mop on the first pass. So if you have pets or kids that can get really filthy, like our kids, the roller mop can be a big help. If you are considering the Curv 2 Flow, there are a few things to know about it besides the mop. First, this vacuum is not a flagship level robot vacuum. So it doesn't have all the extra bells and whistles you might see on the Saros vacuums, like really low clearance and an extendable flexi arm side brush. This might be a deal breaker for some, but for others, this actually might be a good thing because normally the roller mops are really expensive, but since this isn't a flagship level robot vacuum, the price isn't as high. But it still has really good features like the Curv 2 Flow vacuums very well. There's a lot of suction power at 20,000 pascals, and it has the dual divide anti-tangle brushes. I love these brushes. They save so much time since hair never gets tangled in them. I tested out the obstacle avoidance and it didn't run into any issues. The Curv 2 Flow uses an RGB camera and structured light in front to identify obstacles. This makes a big difference as you can see it completely avoiding the cable on the ground. And as you probably know, the Curv name is more of a reference to how the dock looks. I like the look of it and how the lid hides the clean and dirty water tanks, as well as the dust bag that auto empties the vacuum's dust bin. The dock also dries the roller mop with warm air so it doesn't get moldy or anything. Alright, so what are my overall thoughts on the Curv 2 Flow? Well, I would mainly consider it if you have pets. You never know when they're going to throw up or pee on the ground. The Curv 2 Flow loves all that and will eat it right up. Gross, I know, but better than spreading it everywhere while you're gone. If you don't have pets or unhinged children like me, the Saros 10R or Saros 20, the updated version of it, will still mop the floors extremely well with the spinning mops. If the roller mop does seem like a good fit for your house, check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching.
Dad, there's a car accident.
Car accident? What?
Owie, me touching.
Oh, how many times have I told you don't play chicken with the robot vacuum?